There's so many questions to answer in The Flash Season 9, but the one I'll be discussing in this video is just why. Why did we get a season with a good idea, but just such a bad turnout? The return of old speedster villains was great, and I love seeing them all together one more time, but that's about the only good time with these villains. The other problem is the guests. Diggle and Kid Flash were cool, but why did they just show up for just one episode? They didn't even show up in the finale. Green Arrow was awesome though. My other thought is not with Kid Flash, but Thawne and the villains. I really like the Matt Chester Reverse Flash, and I'm glad we got him back for one more episode. But what was even the point if he was just going to be replaced again in the finale? It just gets confusing because Thawne took over Dr. Rose's body, and it's like, does Thawne like Dr. Rose's body over his own? And the note of Thawne is taking over the body of Dr. Rose. He's been doing that for like 8 years, not counting the flashback in Season 9. Now, Savitar's actually a pretty cool villain. I like his suit design, and I love the idea of him being Barry from the future. His suit looks awesome, but in the finale, he just gets stabbed, and it's not even on the skin, and then he's knocked out for the rest of the episode. Okay. And we also need to talk about this scene. Like I just said, Savitar stabs Nora, and we can clearly see Nora does not phase, but then the next scene, Nora is phasing after she got stabbed. Alright. Zoom was pretty cool, but he was toned down from Season 2. His suit looks different, and he gets a cut back to being Black Flash, which was taken as the death of Zoom. But he gets beaten so easily. Zoom is not the menace he originally was, which is the thing that made Zoom awesome. And then there's Godspeed, who's kind of always sucked. But the only thing I have to say about him is, why would he ally himself with Thawne? Back in Season 5, Flash and Thawne teamed up to fight Godspeed. Reverse Flash kills Godspeed himself, just like in the comics. So why is Godspeed joining a team with the man who killed him? It just doesn't make sense. Maybe the promise of getting more speed or something, I don't know. And then Red Death, who is, in my opinion, is the most disappointing one in this season. Apparently the CW wasn't allowed to bring in Batman, so they got Batwoman, and decided to turn this awesome comic book evil speedster Batman into a clunky Bat-inspired Power Ranger. I mean, for real, this looks like it's made of cheap plastic. And this is Red Death in the comics, an actual menace. But in the show, we get this cheap villain who literally disappeared halfway in the season. For real, where did Red Death go in the finale? Last thing I'm going to talk about is Cobalt Blue. Bringing Eddie Thawne back, who died a while ago, was cool. He died to stop Reverse Flash. Yeah, he's still working for the one he tried to fight. Again, same thing with Godspeed. And I understand that the negative speed force is forcing Eddie to be evil, but if the negative speed force needed an avatar, why didn't it just go after Zoom in Season 2? Or it could have gone after someone else. I mean, because it brought back Eddie Thawne, we know that the negative speed force could have chosen someone, even while they're dead. But why Eddie Thawne specifically? I know it's just because, it's cool. But if you think about it in detail, there's so many other avatars the negative speed force could have chosen. Why did it choose specifically Eddie Thawne? And, maybe the whole time it was Reverse Flash as well as Gemini. I don't know.